You are through to Professor Patrick Prawn's study. I am away on annual leave until June the 21st, so please be kind enough to leave a message, and I'll get back to you upon my return. Goodbye.
Professor, goodness me, I didn't realise you would still be away. It's Tick here, Professor. I was hoping to check in and see what you made of our first 60-second trilogy we aired over here. I thought they were terrific. Rhino and Amanda really came up trumps. I wanted to see if you still wanted the areas covered to become a journal, or whether you are happy for me to look at something else. It is still not a fully accessible world over here, so I am still a little limited. It is not easy filming and talking to people wearing my mask, and...
At the end of your message, press 1.
I will call you next. I honestly expected normal service to resume today after the Professor's summer holiday. Apologies for this. Let me see here. What can I tell you about the last week? Ah, yes. This was hugely topical over here in the land of humans. The G7 Summit, held a little further west of where I am currently based. Being hosted by the UK this year, the G7 Summit is being held down in Carbis Bay in Cornwall. The G7 are effectively 7 countries that get together to discuss the major issues that affect the world at large. This year, the attending countries are Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, USA, and of course, United Kingdom. In an attempt to increase the effectiveness of this year's summit, the UK's Prime Minister has also invited the leaders of Australia, India, South Korea, and South Africa to attend. The current pandemic here in the land of humans will doubtless be top of their agenda, trying to address how the countries of the world can work together to come through on the other side and support each other. The other areas of discussion will focus on trade, technology, health, and the environment. The last subject is, of course, our main area of focus. Now, let us see what has been discussed so far. Right. Well, the key notes of discussion seem to be focusing on the use of fossil fuels. A report, courtesy of the Tier Fund Consortium, states, this analysis shows that between January 2020 and March 2021, G7 nations committed more than $189 billion to support coal, oil, and gas, while clean forms of energy received only $147 billion. In other words, fossil fuels received more than half of the total support to energy-intensive sectors. These investments, including the many direct support measures and environmental deregulations adopted in favour of the fossil fuel industry, are inconsistent with the steep decline in emissions needed to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius and with G7 countries' own net zero targets. Sounds like a key area of discussion to me. I will report back to Professor Prawn once I have had a chance to analyse the commitments made by those attending the G7 Summit. This week's word of focus is summit, the highest level of officials and or the diplomatic levels of heads of government. You have been watching me, Big Tick, standing in once again for Professor Patrick Prawn with this week's Prime8 News. I think I will charge up my van and head down to Carbis Bay. Who knows? I may be able to gather some information too. Actually, it's time I tried one of their cream teas. Yum, yummy, yum!